You've done the certification, you've put in the late nights, you have delivered every project on time, every quarter without fail, and yet the promotion list comes out and your name isn't on the list again. So you tell yourself, maybe next cycle, maybe I need more certification, maybe I need to work even harder. But the truth is, the problem isn't your work, the problem is what you believe about how careers actually grow. There are about 6 beliefs sitting in your head right now, and you didn't choose any of them. They were handed to you by your education system, the first boss, your well-meaning parents who said, get a good degree, join a good company, and everything will fall into place. And after 20 years, you have been running that programming without ever stopping to ask, was it even written for my life? Today, I'm going to show you all the 6 of these beliefs, take them apart one at a time, and show you what actually works instead. And for those of you new to my channel, my name is Rakesh Ravindran. I'm a leadership coach and I help leaders with strategies and systems needed to grow in their career and be financially independent as quickly as possible, the easiest way possible, with simple techniques and frameworks. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get to the 6 hidden beliefs. You didn't choose them, but you can break them. Belief number 1. My degree and hard work should be good enough. This is the first belief and it's the loudest. You got the MBA or the engineering degree or a chartered qualification. You studied for it, paid for it, earned it. And somewhere along the way, you absorb the idea that after the degree, the career will take off for itself. Just work hard, deliver quality, and promotions will follow. But here's what nobody told you. Your degree got you into the room. It does not keep you in the room, and it definitely does not move you to the front of the room. The person who got promoted ahead of you last quarter, do you actually believe they work harder than you? Do you believe they knew more than you? Probably not. What they understood is that after a certain point, you stop being evaluated on what you can do and you start being evaluated on who trusts you to do bigger things. You cannot out-degree your competition. You have to out-position them. The qualification opens the door, the relationships and the visibility move you through it. Belief number 2. If I keep my head down and deliver, someone will notice. This is the second belief, and it's probably the one that has cost you the most. You believe that if you just do excellent work, someone, a senior leader or your manager, the HR director, or someone will eventually notice and reward you. But think about your manager for a moment. They're drowning in emails. They are managing 10 people, 3 projects, 2 escalations. They're not sitting in their office thinking, let me carefully track every single thing Rakesh delivered this quarter. They are thinking about what's on fire right now. So when October comes and promotion decisions are made, your manager has to advocate for you in a room full of other managers, all of whom are advocating for their own people. And what they need is not a vague memory of you doing good work. They need a clear story they can repeat. You cannot simply deliver, you have to narrate. You cannot assume your work speaks for itself. You have to help your manager tell an amazing story about you. Your work does not speak. Your manager does. Give them the word. Belief number 3 is office politics is dirty. I'll rise on my merit alone. This is the third one, and I hear this all the time. I don't want to play politics. I want to be judged on my results. I understand the instinct. Nobody wants to feel like they are manipulating people or being inauthentic. But the truth is, every organization has a decision-making system. There is an org chart, the official structure on paper, and then there is the influence map, who actually shapes decisions, whose opinion carries weight, who gets consulted before big moves are made. If you refuse to understand the influence map because it feels like politics, you are not staying clean. You are staying invisible. The people getting promoted are not necessarily the ones playing dirty games. They are the ones who understand that relationships are not a distraction from the work. Relationships are how the work gets recognized. You cannot ignore how decisions are made and expect to benefit from them. You have to understand the system you are operating inside. Ask yourself, who makes the final call on promotions in my team? Who influences that person? Does does that person know what I delivered this quarter? If the answer to the last question is no, or any of these questions is no, that's not politics, that's a visibility gap. Let's go to belief number 4, which is I need to become someone else to be leadership material. This fourth belief is the quietest one. Most people don't even say it out loud, but it shows up like this. You look at the senior leader in your organization. Maybe they are loud in meetings, maybe they are aggressive in negotiations, maybe they're the type who commands a room the moment they walk in. And you think, that's not me. I'm not like that. Maybe I'm not cut out for leadership. So you start performing. You try to be louder. You try to project confidence in a way that feels unnatural to you and the people around you. So you push yourself to speak up more, interrupt more, dominate more in that process. And it doesn't work because people can tell when you're performing. Like a theater actor in front of an audience. Here's what you need to understand. The thing that made you successful so far, which is like being thoughtful, being deliberate, listening before you speak, that is not a weakness you need to fix. That is a leadership style most organizations are starving for. The problem is not who you are. The problem is that you have been told leadership looks one specific way. You cannot copy someone else's leadership style and expect it to feel like yours. You have to build your presence around the actual strengths that you already have. Quiet does not mean weak. Deliberate does not mean indecisive. Listening does not mean you have nothing to say. You don't need to become someone else. You need to become more of the leader you already are. Belief number 5. I can figure this out by myself, watching enough videos or reading enough books. Now, this 5th belief, this is the one I want to spend the most time on because it's the one I believe for the longest time. Here is how it goes. You watch a leadership video, podcast, or maybe read a book. It makes sense. You feel motivated while you are listening, watching, or reading. Then you watch another one and then another one, and you build a library of frameworks in your head. How to negotiate, how to give feedback, how to manage up, and how to run a meeting. All of that. And you think, I've got this. I've consumed so much content, I know what to do. But then Monday morning arrives. Your manager gives you a vague feedback. A colleague takes credit for something you built. A senior leader asks you a question in a meeting and your mind goes blank. And suddenly, none of those videos or books seems to help because videos give you principles, ideas. They don't give you somebody who knows your specific situation, your manager, your industry, your career history, and can tell you exactly what to say in that meeting on a Tuesday. You see, you were never short of information. What you haven't got is somebody sitting next to you, somebody who can look at your specific situation and say, here's what you should do tomorrow, here's what to say, here's what not to say. And that is the one thing you cannot get from watching another video, no matter how generous the creator is. I know this because I've been on both sides of it. I spent years consuming content, knowledge, thinking I was preparing myself. And some of it helped, don't get me wrong. But the real breakthroughs, the promotions, the salary jumps, the moments where I turned a bad situation around, those didn't come from a video or a book. They came from someone who understood my situation, gave me specific actionable advice. That's exactly why I started doing one-on-one coaching sessions, because I realized gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it in your context with your manager in your organization. That gap can only be closed by someone who's walked that path and can walk it with you. Information is everywhere. Guidance is specific to you, and that is what actually changes things. Now, the last belief number 6, it's too late. If I haven't made it by now, I won't ever. This is the 6th and the final belief, and I want to be direct about it. You are 32 or 38 or maybe 42. You look around and see people younger than you already at director level. Maybe somebody who joined after you has leapfrogged ahead, and a small voice in your head says, maybe the window has closed. Maybe this is as far as I can go. That belief didn't come from your experience. It came from a story we have all been fed. That career growth is a straight line, that there is a right age for each level, and that if you fall behind in that timeline, you never catch up. But here's what's actually happening. The first 10 years of your career, you were mastering your craft. You were becoming excellent at what you do. The next 10 years, where you're right now, that's where you learn to lead, to influence, and build your own presence. The most valuable leadership quality is judgment. And judgment only comes from having lived through situations. The good calls, the bad calls, the difficult people, the projects that went sideways, and the ones that you brought back from the edge. That cannot be accelerated, it can only be accumulated. The 28-year-old director who got fast tracked, they haven't accumulated it yet. And sooner or later, that gap shows up. You are not behind, you are in the season where the most valuable leadership qualities are being built. You cannot compare your chapter 5 to someone else's chapter 2. You have to play your own timeline. You are not behind. In the building season, judgment takes time. You have been putting in the time. So let me leave you with this. These 6 beliefs: that your degree should be enough, that keeping your head down works, that politics is dirty, that you need to become someone else, that videos and knowledge alone can get you there, and that it's too late. They are not yours. They were handed to you by your education, your early managers, by a system that was designed for a different world. But the truth is, you're not stuck. You're running programming that was never written for you. And the moment you see that, really see, you can start writing your own. Now I have a question for you. Which of these 6 beliefs hit closest to home? Drop the number 1 through 6 in the comments. I read every single one. Rakesh signing off. Until next time.